During their pregnancies, women who were held in slavery were subjected to unfathomable cruelty. They were deprived of their agency and basic human rights, and they were forced to perform backbreaking labor as their bodies went through significant transformations. Do you want to know how enslaved women suffer during their pregnancy? Stay tuned. The lack of adequate medical care led to significant death rates among both mothers and their newborn children. They were frequently denied access to sufficient nutrition, rest, and seclusion, which exacerbated the vulnerability they already possessed. As a result of the widespread practice of selling newborn babies, parents were frequently coerced into parting with their infants, which only served to deepen their existing mental suffering. The fact that the experiences of enslaved women were marked by both physical and emotional anguish highlights the inhumanity of their servitude, as well as its spanning effects on subsequent generations. The human spirit is shown to be quite resilient when measured against their ability to persevere in the face of such adversity. Pregnant enslaved women in the American South in the 18th and 19th centuries faced terrible hardships. When their freedom and rights were taken away, they were forced to endure inhumane conditions. Lacking access to even the most fundamental medical treatment, they were frequently left alone during labor. The depths of anguish were navigated by these ladies who endured agony, exposure, and a crushing sense of helplessness. Their accounts are a chilling reminder of the crimes committed against the world's most vulnerable people during slavery's dark era in history. Untold stories lurk beneath the surface. How did these chained mothers negotiate motherhood? What were their haunting problems, and how did they find strength for the unborn? Explore the heartbreaking path of enslaved women who lived through suffering. How did they endure the unthinkable? Working circumstances, pregnancy, and childbirth were all difficult for plantation wives. Their days were filled with backbreaking work as they struggled to keep up with the field's constant demands. The threat of punishment always hovered over them, making it difficult to focus on the physical exertion. Without proper medical attention, they were even more at risk throughout the already dangerous process of giving birth. These ladies showed incredible fortitude in the face of adversity, managing their pregnancies despite living in conditions that were physically and emotionally taxing. Their unsung tales illuminate a time of hardship and resilience. All women faced hazards during childbirth, but enslaved women faced considerably greater dangers because of the lack of medical care available to them. Slave mothers showed remarkable strength and fortitude despite lacking choice and access to basic treatment while they gave birth. Maternal and infant mortality rates were higher because of a lack of trained medical staff and adequate care facilities. The systematic disparities and challenges they encountered are highlighted by their resilience in the face of adversity. Slave women's birthing experiences in the past are a sobering reminder of the need for equal medical treatment for all people, both in the past and in the present. Slave mothers had to go back to work soon after giving birth, without any time off for rest or recuperation. Their masters were heartless in their contempt for their well-being and often forced them back into labor. Baby cries blended with mom's screams of agony, a tribute to a system that devalued them. The dehumanizing aspect of their captivity was highlighted by the fact that they were not given enough time to heal or rest. Women showed remarkable resilience in the face of this harsh reality, braving hardship to raise families and keep alive the hope of a brighter tomorrow. Sadly, in the past, it was not uncommon for women to have their newborn children ripped from their arms, plunging them into a pit of unimaginable emotional suffering and unrelenting uncertainty. The premature severing of the maternal attachment in this way imposed great pain, causing women to struggle with feelings of helplessness and desire. The lingering effects of this terrible custom are a tribute to the strength of these mothers, the constancy of their love in the face of adversity, and the progress that has been made in elevating the bond between a mother and her child. Slavery was a blight on human history, and one of its cruelest aspects was the intentional breeding of slaves. Owners sought to profit from this inhumane system by managing the captive population like livestock. The sad goal of this endeavor was to treat people as though they were objects, not sentient beings. This horrific section serves as a sobering illustration of the absolute necessity of society development and sensitivity. The inhumanity of the slave system was on full display, and the systematic dehumanization of black people was brought to light by this heinous undertaking. A vicious cycle of brutality and oppression was maintained by the exploitation of enslaved women, who were forced to give birth while under duress. This part of history is a sobering reminder of the atrocities suffered by persons who were considered nothing more than property, and it reveals the era's severe moral and ethical failings. Thanks for watching. For more, kindly subscribe to our channel.